How do you get your team to do more than they've done up until this point? How do you get them to do more? I'm a big fan, we talked about this before, of campaigns. Remember I talked to you about text campaigns? There's a concept that I use and I teach called a Blitz campaign. And here's what I mean by that. If I grab my phone and I get a team together, and let's say I got you and everybody in your organization together, and you're scared, you don't know what to do, I know that if I can fill up your calendar in a short period of time, then that will help you get over your fear and get moving into productivity, if I can help you fill up your calendar. So, on the Blitz campaign, here's what I would do. So let's say it's Marielle. Marielle says, I've got a team of 6 people and nobody's doing anything. Fine. I tell Marielle, get your people together in your living room this Thursday and I'm going to come over to the house. And tell them to just be ready to work for about 3 hours and I'm going to show them how to make a whole bunch of money. Okay? So we have a Blitz campaign. We get everybody together. And I let them know, here's what we're going to be doing for the next 3 hours. We're going to be pulling out our phones and we're going to be texting people to set up appointments. And we're going to have a little competition. We're going to have little pages like this up on the wall and we're going to have competition so you can set up the most appointments in the next 3 hours. Winner gets 2 tickets to a movie or winner gets dinner or something. And we're just going to have a little competition. See who's, first through number 6. Okay, there's 6 people there and we're going to all do it together. I'm going to help you fill up your calendar. So our goal here is to set up as many as we can, but a minimum is to send 100 text messages in 3 hours. Okay? Now, if I've got 6 people in a room and I'm working with them personally, those 6 people, they send out 100 text messages. That's 600 text messages. They will book approximately 300 appointments. Over the next 30 days, approximately 300 appointments for those 6 people. That's going to work out to something like 50 appointments each. They're going to go from, I don't know what to do, to I don't know how I'm going to fit all this stuff in. Their calendar is going to be so full, it's going to be ridiculous. Just this one little strategy, this one little Blitz campaign strategy. I have one guy, his name's David Ross. David's a good friend. He came to one of my coaching events here in Vegas. And he was trying to figure out what he was going to do kind of with the family business back in the UK. And David saw this and went, oh, I got it. So David started to do Blitz campaigns with his entire team. He would every night he'd go to a different team and he'd do a Blitz campaign and he'd fill up the calendar. Because you don't have to do it every day. You just do it and you're covered for 45 days. They're so busy. You just have to make sure that they're following up on the appointments that they've already set. So he would go do that in about every 30 to 45 days, he'd go back and do it again, and he'd do it again, and he'd do it again. And he was managing the activity inside of the organization. He was managing the people's efforts inside of the organization, okay? So that was, and his growth, the organizational growth was phenomenal from this one simple campaign. Now another is what I call targeted recruiting. Targeted recruiting. And this is something you could do by occupation. What I mean by that is sometimes your distributors are they're a little bit lost because there's 7 billion people on the earth and they can contact all 7 billion. So maybe you could come up with a strategy to have everyone make a list of every nurse that they know and tell them exactly what to say to a nurse. And for an entire week, all you did, you and your entire organization, was you approached, prospected, and presented to nurses. That's all you did. For, let's say it's nurses. Let's say it's personal trainers. Let's say it's hairdressers. Let's say it's real estate agents. You can pick it, doesn't really matter. Chiropractors, business owners, fitness enthusiasts, whatever it happens to be. You just come up with some excuse, and then you come up with a campaign around it to get your organization excited. So targeted recruiting is one that just gives people an excuse to be able to go out there. You can come up with posts that they can put up, hey, I'm looking for nurses for this or that. Who knows nurses? Who knows doctors? Who knows personal trainers? Who knows massage therapists? Who knows hairdressers? Who knows real estate agents? Who's a sales rep for some company? Who's involved in sales? Who sells cars? You pick it. But figure out the occupation that you want to target, and then target that with the organization. Then the third thing is what I would call type specific. And what I mean by that is a presentation type specific. So you can have a home meeting campaign to get people into activity. We talked about this before, but when it comes to recruiting, home meetings are very effective. I was always uncomfortable with home meetings personally because I'm an introverted person. So I had to come up with a campaign for my whole team to do it. And one of the campaigns that worked really, really well, it doesn't work for a long period of time, but you could say, okay, the first week of March, everybody in our group is committing to do at least one home meeting for that week. Okay? Or maybe it's 2 home meetings, attend one and host one for that week. Everybody in the entire team is going to do that. And everybody's like, okay, and we're going to recognize people, and we're going to coach people, and we're going to do all the stuff that we need to do inside of that home meeting. See what I mean? So it's kind of getting creative to give people something to hang their hats on. In addition to what do you do when you got a burnt warm market, bring in the class of 2018, working with the team is all about campaign. It's all about strategies. I love Blitz probably more than anything else. I love targeted recruiting. I love type specific and other ideas on type specific. It could be home meetings. It could be a Zoom call campaign. It could be a large event. Let's say you're spread out and you could do an event in 6 cities over the course of a month. A large event campaign, so everybody's bringing people to those cities. It could be a number of different things. I mean, it could be just product sampling. In order to bring in more customers, in order to be able to eventually get more distributors, the product sampling campaign can be type specific around this in order to be able to get the team engaged. But what you want to do is have the team highly engaged in this process, just doing something. So home meetings, Zoom meetings, large events, product sampling. And the last thing that I would do that ends up getting to recruiting is, where can I put this? I'll put it down here. A rank advancement campaign. Because if you teach people how to get to the next rank, they're going to have to recruit in order to be able to do that, typically. They're going to have to recruit in order to be able to do it. So it's a byproduct of that campaign, okay? So these are some ideas. What I want to do now is start calling some people. Do we have the phone to be able to do it?